We nominated Spencer because he just keeps going. As obstacles are put in his way and as he's faced challenges, he just keeps moving forward and changing course and adapting and growing and becoming better as he's faced this real adult problem at such a young age. And we're so proud of him for that.
We're really proud of you, Spencer.
Okay, so it all started in a family reunion in Idaho. And while I was there, I happened to get really, really tired and just wasn't feeling good at all. So my grandpa, who happens to be a doctor, did my O2 saturation because he had a pulse oximeter, and it was at 70, which is really low. And so we rushed to the nearest ER, and there they did a ton of tests. They thought I had COVID, so they tested me for that, and I did not have it. Then they did a chest X-ray, and it was just like all white, and they knew that that was really bad. So and they didn't still didn't know what was happening, so they took me to a bigger hospital still in Idaho, where they had more specialists, but still not enough. And took me on a life flight down to Utah, and on this really tiny plane. It was pretty scary. And once we got there, we were rushed to the ICU, where they did had a ton of doctors and a ton of specialists, and through a ton of tests and stuff, they figured out my lungs were bleeding, and they got that to stop by pressurized oxygen. And after that, they didn't know why it had happened, so they did a ton of more tests, and they figured out I had vasculitis. I have two forms of it: anti-GBM and MPA. And we after they had the initial diagnosis, they decided to treat it using plasmapheresis. So they put a port in my chest and did 5 rounds of plasmapheresis down there. And after that, the hospital stay was basically done. So overall, it was 17 days in the hospital and 3 different hospitals, and I ended up with vasculitis. So when I got home, I was immediately set up with my doctors in here in Minnesota, and they got me on a bunch of new treatments. I still had my port in when we came back, so just in case they didn't want to do plasmapheresis. And I didn't really know like what to think of it all, just because I knew I was gonna have vasculitis my whole life, and I knew it was gonna change a lot of things. Like, and an example of that is because I had my port in, I couldn't do football like I was originally planning on doing in the fall. So instead, I did cross country running, and at first I thought it was gonna be like not very fun and just kind of really bad, but I did it, and even in the first half of it, my port was still in, but eventually I took it out halfway through the season, and it was actually a super fun experience. Me and my mom, we have been part of the Brett Hack Vasculitis charity here in Minnesota. It's just a local charity for vasculitis. The charity's main goal is to have public awareness for vasculitis since it's so rare. Not many people know about it. Like, I didn't even know about it before I got it, which is kind of crazy. And yeah, it's just public awareness and raising money for people who might need it. Me and my mom have been organizing a fun run that's happening this May, and it's gonna be a charity fun run, and a bunch of my friends are coming, and I think it's gonna be awesome. I think the vasculitis has definitely made me stronger as a person, just mentally, sort of, because like going through all of that, it just kind of shows how much you I can go through. Like, I didn't really know that like I hadn't really had like any crazy struggles in my life, to be honest, before this, but then this happened, and now I know that I can get through it. And it's just kind of helped me with my confidence, knowing that like if I can get through vasculitis, I can basically get through anything.